this video, I will be showing you folks how to utilize the if function on Excel. First and foremost, I will briefly explain what the if function is, and then I will give you folks some real-life examples of what it could be used for. Then I'll go over the symbols and syntax of the if function. From there, I will be showing you folks various examples, such as performing calculations or applying functions with the if function, and also we will go over a nested if function. Last but not least, I will discuss the possible errors that could occur when utilizing the if function. The if function is one of the most popular functions in Excel. It performs a logical comparison between two values. The result of the function is either true or false. It could be used for various applications, such as creating a budget, maintaining an inventory list, and even keeping track of student grades. This Excel spreadsheet shows a list of 15 students and their corresponding final grades. Imagine you were a teacher and had to input these students' grades. For 15 students, it might seem like a piece of cake to just look at the numerical grade and determine whether a student has passed or failed. But what if you had more than 15 students? Fortunately, the if function can make your life as a teacher much easier. We can create a new column with the title of pass/fail. Then, in the first row, we input the if function. We start off with an equal sign, and then we type if. Open parentheses, the cell that we are referencing, which is B2. And since the passing grade is 70, we will say B2 greater than or equal to 70, comma, quotation, pass, comma, quotation, fail, close parentheses. And then we press enter. And since this student got a score of 95, which is well above 70, as expected, Excel has returned a value of pass. And to make life much easier for us, we can just drag and voila. In less than a minute, you can easily see what students has passed or failed the course. When constructing an if function, you can use any of the following symbols: greater than, less than, equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal to. The syntax of the if function is pretty straightforward. Going back to our first Excel example with the students' grades, the yellow highlighted cell is translated as if the value in B2 is greater than or equal to 70, return pass. Otherwise, return fail. Now that we've learned the fundamentals of the if function, let's take a look at various examples. The first example is using the if function to perform calculations/apply functions. This screenshot of an Excel spreadsheet shows us a table of random values at the top and various if functions at the bottom. For this portion of the video, we will focus on the if function in the highlighted cell, cell A8. The if function in this cell translates to if the value in C3 minus 1 is less than or equal to the value in A3, then return the value of A1 minus C1. Otherwise, return the value of A1 plus C1. Now let's take a closer look at this function on Excel. Let's start off by calculating the result of C3 minus 1. We can see that the value of C3 is 6, so 6 minus 1 is 5. Going back to the function, we have to see if the result that we got for C3 minus 1 is less than or equal to A3. A3 is 5. So, since C3 minus 1 is 5 and A3 is 5, 5 is equal to 5. So, we utilize the first statement of the function, which is A1 minus C1. Going back to the table, we can see that A1 is 100 and C1 is 30. 100 minus 30 equals 70. So, Excel should return a value of 70. Now, let's see if this is working properly. And just as expected, Excel has returned a value of 70. Therefore, our function is working properly. An if function can be nested. A nested if refers to a formula where at least one if function is nested inside another in order to test for more conditions and return more possible results. In this screenshot, the nested if function can be found in the highlighted cell A12. The nested if function in this cell translates to: if it is true that A1 is less than A3, return C1. But if it is false, then Excel looks at the next if function, where it states that if A1 is equal to A3, then return C3. However, if this is false as well, then return A3. Let's take a closer look at this function on Excel. From this spreadsheet, we can see that A1, which is 100, is not less than A3, which is 5. This means that Excel will not return C1 and will then move on to the next if function. For the next function, A1, which is 100, is not equal to A3, which is 5. So, it will not return C3. Therefore, Excel will move on to the next one, which is A3, 5. So, Excel should return the value of 5. Let's try it out. And just as expected, Excel has returned a value of 5. Some common problems that could occur when working with if functions is when you would get a value of 0 in the cell. This means that there was no argument for either value if true or value if false. Another problem is when you get #name ? In the cell. This means that the formula is misspelled. As you can see, the if function is a very powerful tool. It can be very convenient by saving you a lot of time. It serves multiple purposes, as we have seen many functions and calculations can be applied with the if function. And it is also great for business, education, and personal purposes. I hope you've learned a lot about the if function and find it just as fascinating as I do. Thank you for your time and have a great day.